Yes, we're back, Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I am your illustrious host, Professor Lake. You know what today was? The opening of the Chicago Bears 2018 training camp, the beginning of the Matt Nagy era. I like how that sounds. You know, the Chicago Bears are like a classic automobile. It needs a little rebuilding. You drop that engine in there, you turn on the ignition, you got it running. And now, in the next coming weeks, I think Matt Nagy is going to go back under the hood and tweak some things to get this engine running. With no further ado, I'm going to give you hella commentary all through the season, but it starts here. So I'm going to talk about Matt Nagy, Leonard Floyd, and Kyle Long. Now I'm just going to give you my take on what I learned from the interviews. So with no further ado, you know what time it is. It's Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I'm your illustrious host, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. Be a fourth quarter boy for life. Hit that notification bell. Holla, let's get into it. So let's talk about Leonard Floyd, a highly drafted defensive end out the University of Georgia. He's a bulldog. I want to say he was drafted number 8 or 9 overall. One of you guys can correct me in the comment section. So Leonard Floyd says he's 100% and there's no limitations going into the training camp. He is perfectly healthy. He said that he stayed in Chicago all during the off season, just rehabbing and working on getting himself prepared for the next season. He's not looking ahead, not making any predictions as far as how he will perform, but he's taking it one day at a time, as expected. He was also asked about his old teammate Roquan Smith, and he appeared not to really want to answer those sort of questions, but he said that Roquan Smith is a mature rookie, and he has no doubt in his mind that Roquan will be prepared and do the things necessary to stay in shape for training camp. Leonard Floyd says that he wants to be a part of a hard and physical defense. He says that Vic Fangio has told the guys that he wants other teams to say that his defense is a hard defense to play against. They're physical. He wants to beat guys up. He wants to bully the offense. Leonard Floyd was also asked about the offense and how they look going against Matt Nagy's offense during OTAs, and just trying to get an idea of how the offense looks. Leonard Floyd says that it looks fresh. He says they show good looks, they spread the ball around, and they run a lot of different plays out of some of the same formations. So getting a little sneak peek on this offense seems as though things are a lot different from last year, at least in the predictability department. One of Leonard Floyd's goals, personal goals, is that he wants to show up every day, work hard, and get better every day. And that's a humble goal, and I think that where he is at in his career, that he needs to go ahead and do that. Take one day at a time, keep working on trying to gain weight, and trying to be physical and withstand the rigors of a 16-game season. You know, overall, I hope that Floyd can stay healthy. He still looks kind of slender to me. You know, I played on the defensive line, and I just kind of feel that you need a little bit more weight to you. You need a little more bottom to you to withstand some of these bigger offensive linemen that are only getting more and more athletic. So I still think he's kind of slender for the position. And I look at him as I thought when he was drafted as more of a situational guy. You bring him in on third down and passing downs. I think that if you put Leonard Floyd in the lineup during running plays, you know, you're really doing him a disjustice, because, you know, the 16-game season, a guy that small, just banging all game, eventually is going to wear him down. So again, I think he's going to be more of a situational guy this season. Hopefully some of the other defensive ends and outside linebackers can step up. Another player that has missed a little bit of time, Kyle Long, also needs to stay healthy. So again, similar to Leonard Floyd, Kyle Long is also happy to be starting camp without any limitations. He was asked about his new offensive line coach, and he says Harry Hiestand is passionate and consistent, and I think he's already earned Kyle Long's respect. Again, Kyle Long reiterates that he's just happy to be on the field and being able to play football and get physical again. Differences that he's noticed in Mitch is that he can see that he's able to adjust the offense on his own, just being able to analyze defenses as well. You see a lot of other players say the same things about Mitch when asked. So I'm pretty happy to hear these sort of things in regards to Mitch Trubisky. He says that he's staying off of social media to maintain the focus on the Chicago Bears as a team, as opposed to pulling the focus away to his Twitter account. Kyle Long also says that he wants to lead by example. A lot of guys say Kyle Long is a vocal leader, and Kyle Long also admits to wanting to be a leader in the locker room for some of the younger guys. He likes the head coach, Matt Nagy, says he's passionate. He played the game and knows a lot about football, and he's able to teach football to the players in a way that they could understand and digest easier. One of the things he noticed about the offense that's different from some of the offenses that he played in the past, he says there's more depth and more options. And he feels extremely optimistic about what they could do in Matt Nagy's system. It's very detail-oriented. In my opinion, similar to Leonard Floyd, Kyle Long must stay healthy. I think that if he could stay healthy, he could return to his Pro Bowl form and really help out the Chicago Bears this season, and just being another piece to that offense that they don't have to worry about. Matt Nagy was interviewed as well, and he said the guys had a good practice, and he commended them for showing up and not complaining and just working hard and having fun out there in the rain. He was asked about the importance of Kyle Long being healthy, and he said that he just needs the reps, and he's looking forward to coaching Kyle Long. He said he's a large, athletic, and he's a vocal leader. So I think Matt Nagy is really eager to work with Kyle Long. Again, Matt Nagy didn't mind the rainy conditions. He thinks it's good for the team, especially since they're playing in Chicago that pretty much gets all of the conditions that you could get wrapped up into one season. We get a little bit of the summertime heat, we get a little bit of the rain right before the wintertime comes, and then we get, the winter, the blasphemous winter, ice and snow and slush everywhere. He thinks it's to the Bears' advantage to get used to adjusting to weather conditions, and I tend to agree with him as well. I think this is a great start, and the fact that he didn't want to take the practice inside or call it off for a day, I think that shows a lot of work ethic, desire, and passion. Those times when they're playing, 29-degree weather, snow, is going to go a long way. I think that was a good thing. Matt Nagy also mentioned 3 players that didn't perform today. That was Sherrick McManus, Danny Trevathan, and Josh Bellamy. Said Sherrick McManus and Danny Trevathan have hamstring issues, and Josh Bellamy had something similar to the strep throat. Matt Nagy also reiterates that this is not major. They're just being cautious so these guys could be ready to play football day one. Coach Nagy was also asked about how he's preparing for the season as a new head coach. He said that he's taken everything he's learned from Andy Reid and his experiences in football, and he just put his own spin to it. He said that he may make mistakes, but he'll grow from them, and he's just taking it one day at a time as well, just like the players. One of the things that are really important to Matt Nagy is just seeing execution. So I think that he's really going to get these guys a lot of reps. I think everybody is going to get a good look this training camp. And again, as I always say, I look forward to this new offense. I'm looking forward to this new offense. So, in my opinion, it was a rough start with a rainy day, but I think that it'll work to the Bears' advantage in the long run. It shows a lot of resilience in the coach and want and desire to succeed. And I think that that's really going to affect the players' attitudes, to see a coach that's willing to go through inclement conditions to get the job done. Even though there's been a lot of questions answered about the offense, I still think there's no clear picture as far as how the offense is going to perform, who's getting it, who's not getting it, how it's going to look once we all put it together. You know, I think that's really going to be interesting to see at the Hall of Fame game, seeing what mistakes are made, seeing how far we have progressed since the Dowell Loggins era. But just seeing how far we progressed as an offense with the new pieces, with the new system, I'm excited. With that in mind, just covering these topics a little bit, I think with Danny Trevathan and Sherrick McManus being out, you know, they say it's not a big deal, but I think it's a window of opportunity for some of these younger guys to get some reps, to maybe even get some film during the Hall of Fame game. But you see a guy like Javon Wims, you know, if Sherrick McManus somehow doesn't get this hamstring thing figured out, you may see a guy like that on the special teams roster. On the other hand, with Danny Trevathan and his hamstring injury, we don't know how long this is going to linger on, if it's going to be a reoccurring problem in the season. That just opens a window for a guy like Joel Ine-Buniwe. It opens up a window for some of these other linebackers that are looking for a spot with the Chicago Bears. Cal Long, he has to stay healthy. I think he can return to Pro Bowl form if he stays healthy. And again, Leonard Floyd, he has to gain a little bit of weight. He needs a little bit of bottom to him because it's a lot of pounding that goes on up front. And when offensive tackles see a guy like Leonard Floyd, you know, they're going to sit back and enjoy themselves. They're going to eat. That's their mind state. So hopefully he's quick enough to get around some of these guys. Hopefully he's developed enough upper body strength to keep these guys' hands off of him and continue on with his pass rush. But at the end of the day, if he can stay healthy all season, you know, I could live with some of the run plays where he gets manhandled. But with that in mind, you know what time it is. It's Fourth Quarter Boy Sports. This is the illustrious host, Professor Lake. You know what I mean? Training camp is on right now, man. So just keep tuning in. I'm going to keep dropping things for you guys regularly. I love it. Chicago Bears football. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Be a Fourth Quarter Boy for life. Hit that notification bell. It's Professor Lake, and I'm out.